This one is for all of you busy working mamas out there. Today's episode is all about making the most of limited time. And if you're anything like me, then you are running the house, you're running a business, you got the babies, you got school, you got summer coming up, you have all these things that you're juggling, not to even mention travel, maybe helping out a spouse and helping him run some departments of his world. So today I wanted to dive into what some of these strategies are and tactics are that help me as a working mom. But most importantly, how do I make the most of the limited time that I do have? So I want to dive in and first talk about really acknowledging that it's such a unique challenge that we face as mompreneurs that we have to do all of these pieces. And when I say have to, I mean, if you're really looking to show up as the entrepreneur or as the business owner or have a career and be a mom and maybe you're a spouse, right? You're wearing a lot of hats. So we have to, that part that we do have to do if we want to do that and show up for all of those pieces is be effective and have effective time management and effective productivity and have the strategies in place. And this is why I always talk about system strategy support, because this has to be part of your world if you're looking to really be a high performer in all of these areas. Be the mom that's there for all the games, be the supportive spouse, be the woman that shows up for her clients or her career in business, like all of the things. So I want to share with you the goal of this episode is to give you actionable steps, like real steps that you can put into practice and that you can maximize your productivity and manage effectively, right? We want effectively and we want to be able to implement this right away to find your work-life wellness as a mompreneur. That's why the goal of this episode is to give you actionable steps, tips, hacks, whatever you want to call them, for you to maximize your productivity and manage your time efficiently. Because again, it's not easy, but it is possible. And this is why I want to give you these steps to help you do that. Let's talk about the challenges, because you guys know, if you're a mom and you're listening to this, like I can't tell you how often I get messages about Sandi, like, how do you run your business and have this, all like these other relationships, like with my girlfriends, with being able to do the pageant, with whatever, traveling and being able to see my family, right? Like the juggle is real. And this is a topic of conversation. So the first thing that I want to highlight is number one, that yes, it is challenging, but it's totally possible. And number two, let's recognize that there are limitations because we don't have just endless amount of time to be able to spend just in our business. And I know that. And when I became a mom, that was one of the biggest realizations for me. Oh my gosh, I went from being everything all me all the time to now I've got to run the business and the home and the kids and myself and my husband and the travel and the events and the birthdays and like on and on and on, right? But that's a privilege. And I am so grateful for that privilege. But in recognizing that there's limitations and timelines to this, I have been able to find hacks and tips and strategies that allow me to work smarter, not harder, and show up. And in my opinion, I actually get way more done now after having babies with my business than I did before, when I just had all the time in the world and I could like slack off and get things done when I needed to. So I'm telling you that being a mom and wearing all these hats is actually a superpower. So the second part of this that I want to get into is prioritizing tasks and goals, right? Like having your priorities in order. And there's so many different like techniques or methods for setting priorities and identifying like where you got to show up. But what I want to talk to you about is how do we prioritize these tasks? How do you do it? I'll tell you how I do it. I look at what's most important. Like, where do I need to show up? So like, there's two different buckets for this. There's urgent, like this has to get done right now. Like, I'm just giving you an example. Jake has a field day tomorrow at school. And I know it's urgent for me to get out his towels, his extra clothes, all the things that he needs for this because it's happening tomorrow. So that's something that urgent that needs to happen, not this second immediately, but it's happening tomorrow. And then the second part of this is what is important to you. Because for me, growing my business, being able to fulfill to my clients and show up in this way that's super powerful is important to me. But so is being that mom, that present mom that gives my spouse and my kids quality time. And then what you're going to do is you're going to identify where you're showing up. You have to know what those pillars are that you're showing up in so you can clearly identify where you're showing up. And then the final step is focus on the tasks that align with the long-term personal and professional goals and not just like what you can grab at and achieve right now. And I think that it's really important to highlight the way that we attain success. It's not massive mountain moving activities every single day. It is step after step after step, day after day after day that you take and the consistency that allows you to get the desired results that you're looking for. So highlight the importance of focusing on the items, the pillars that are going to move you forward where you want to go long term. So that's the second piece of this, prioritizing your tasks, prioritizing your goals, knowing where you're showing up, what's important to you, and then how are you going to do it, right? You got to have that plan in place. The next thing I want to share with you is time management strategies. We need it to be effective and we need it to be efficient. So time blocking is one of them. And time blocking is something that where you chunk, right? Like you chunk your time and similar tasks together. So like, for example, I'm sitting here and I'm doing my podcast. So I would sit here and I could time block, I could record 5 episodes, 20 to 30 minutes an episode, do 3 to 4 and just get a month's worth of podcast episodes done at one time. That is an option. That would be part of time blocking, right? That's an example. Another strategy that I use in terms of time management is creating schedules. Now, you guys, I have schedules for everything. You've seen my organization board. You see, I've got schedules for the kids and my working hours and pick up, drop off hours. And those schedules change from like season to season, meaning like summer schedule is different than school time schedule. A schedule, like a set schedule that everybody knows and everybody follows is going to support you immensely. Like I can't even begin to explain to you how much it's going to streamline everything, support you, the time that you have in each one of those pillars. Like you've got to get a schedule. You have to. If you don't have a schedule, it's going to be impossible to be mompreneur, wife, mom life, work life, all the things. So you got to get a schedule. Okay. And you got to start time blocking so you can actually maximize your time. And then the other thing that goes with the schedules is establishing a routine. What does the morning routine look like? What does the evening routine look like? Like I have routines for every, like the bookends of my days. But when I get up, my morning routines, before I go to bed, my nighttime routine. And I want to share something powerful with you. And that is a planner download. And this is something that you can, all you got to do is go into the show notes. You're going to see this in the show notes and you're going to just click the link and this will take you to a printable, downloadable version of a Slay Your Day daily planner. So you can print one out every single day. My preference, what I love to do is actually print it out, laminate it, or another option would be on your iPad. Like on my iPad, I can just have this and then just jot down every single one of the components that go into this. Now, this is a one-sheeter. This is a one-sheeter about what are your top priorities? What do you need to get done that day? This is in alignment with this, with my Slay Your Day book, with the coaching, with the practices that I teach. So hit up the show notes and make sure you grab your free downloadable planner, Slay Your Day planner. So that's going to be in the show notes. Make sure you grab yours there. I want to give you first some early morning tips and then some nap time tips. Specifically for like time windows and time blocking. So number one, you guys know this about me now. I wake up early. I get up at 5 o'clock. I have my set wake up routine. I know you don't want to hear this. I didn't want to hear it either. When I was waking up at like, I don't know, 7 or 8 o'clock, I did not want to hear you got to wake up earlier, but it's a game changer. I knew that that was the thing that was going to change everything. My business, the time with my husband, the time with my kids, like that was the one needle mover that blew everything else out, like out of the water. So like, that's why I say this one's so important. So wake up earlier, set your alarm clock. So you have extra time in the morning to get up. It'll be a game changer. It's the thing that you need to hear. I know you don't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it, but it changed everything and get the day started before anybody else. So that's number one. Number two, and I've already kind of talked about this, is establish a morning routine. So you gotta have the routine because guess what? The motivation isn't going to last forever. The motivation might last a week if you're lucky. You're motivated, you get up, you're excited to work out because now it's a new thing. And then guess what? Discipline then needs to kick in. But you gotta support the discipline with your routines. So have the morning routine. Maybe for you, it's meditation. For me, it's exercise and stretching. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's breath work. Like focus on the thing that's going to fuel you, that's going to energize you and get your day started off on the right foot. Get your morning routine for sure. Lock that in. Now, the next thing, number 3, is to prioritize important tasks. So identify your most important tasks for the day. Now, the key to this is doing this the night before. So when you shut your day down for the day, this is what I do about 3 o'clock, about 3:30, depending on the day. Before I shut my workday down for the day, I write down what 3 things I need to accomplish for the next day. This is in my book, Slay Your Day. This is going to be in your planner. This is what you need to focus on. So when you start your next day, you know exactly where you're going to start and what you're going to tackle first. So this is where you are able to really focus in on those needle moving activities and what you got to get done for the day. So number 4 is minimize distractions. You don't want the baby like on the floor and like playing while you're working or like on phone calls while you're trying to send out emails, or you're with your kids and you're trying to send out emails. Like, you guys just don't do it. It's not worth it. You have to minimize the distractions. So turn off your notifications, silence your phones, find a quiet space. Like, all of these things are really going to boost your productivity and help you to just limit all those distractions. And if you really, really need help with it, there's apps and websites that can actually help you to turn off all the notifications and block them from you so you don't get distracted if you get distracted easily. Number 5, you got to fuel your body and minds. Like, one of the biggest things that, and I was a culprit of this. I would just like work all day and not fuel my body. Like, I wouldn't eat lunch. I would like just work through lunchtime. So I would have breakfast and then like skip through lunch, and then dinner would come. And then I just would be such in crazy dinner mode trying to get the kids their dinner. So I kind of really wouldn't even eat dinner. Like, it was just a bad cycle. So now I really prioritize that. I have meals that are prepared for us. All I got to do is heat them up. I don't have to cook them. They're just already made for me. If you're going to be working and high performer, you got to fuel your body and your minds with the good stuff, with the quality food, with the quality nutrients or vitamins, water. Like, you guys know that's my weakness. So again, make sure that you're really just fueling your body and your mind with the right stuff. Now I want to talk about nap times, because the nap time is the like working from home mom's secret sauce. So I want to give you just a couple tips, and then we're going to skip to the 4th part of this. That's really going to blow your mind and be a game changer for all of you. So nap time schedules. Number 1, sync your schedule. So take note when your baby naps. Like, I know for me, Jordy naps around 2 o'clock every single day. So I'll get an hour where I know that is just very focused, clear time where there's no distractions from him. So know your baby's nap schedule. If you have more than one child at home, I know it can be difficult, but try and find that succinct time where you can really focus on getting that alignment for yourself. Now, the next thing is going to be, you're going to be like, okay, Sandi, you're talking about nap times, but like, why is this in here? Well, I'll tell you, take breaks where you need them, right? You can't just go all these hours and then nap time comes, you're like with your kids or you're working and then nap time comes and then you just keep going. You have to be able to give yourself at least a 5-minute break in between. Maybe when your baby has lunch, you go have lunch with your baby and then you put the baby down and then, that's your time to like just go do a 5-minute stretch. The other thing that I want to mention is to break tasks into smaller chunks. Those really big projects that you're like, I just want to get in there and get them done and like put my head down and work and get it finished. It's going to probably not end up so well. So break your tasks into smaller chunks. This is going to allow you to break it down into more manageable bite-sized pieces. So this will really allow you to see more progress. And during those nap times, let's say it's like a shorter nap time, you're not like hard on yourself. You're not hard on yourself to say, oh my God, I didn't get this like 2-hour-long project done or hour-long project done, you're beating yourself up. No, you are able to break it down and just take it little milestone by milestone. And that will be a game changer. Now, the next 2 things that I want to share. Okay, this one's actually going to go with the tip that I just gave you. So I'm going to give you this one first. What I want you to do, what I want you to start to like really focus on is acknowledging how long it takes to do your tasks. So you have the tasks that take maybe like an hour plus, and then you have other tasks that are maybe like between the 5 to 25, maybe 30-minute mark. This is where it gets exciting. Okay. Let's say you put your baby down and you're like, okay, I'm going to start working, and maybe it's the long task or you're looking at the shorter task, whichever one, doesn't matter. Dip into those 25, 30-minute tasks instead of starting an hour-long tasks and you only get, 5 or 10 minutes into it. So break it down. This is again, like such a big game changer. Look at both of those, your 5 to 25, 30-minute tasks, and then your hour plus, and know which ones you're going to show up into when you put your baby down and you have those nap windows. Game changer. Tag me when you do these because you're going to love this. And then, like I said, the last 2 tips that I want to share, be flexible and adaptable. There's so many times when you think your baby's going to sleep for an hour or more and they sleep for like 5 minutes, or they don't take the nap and you're like, oh my God, there goes my work hour. So just know like this is such a precious time and you do have to be flexible and adaptable, which is why the next tip that I'm going to give you is so important, which is outsourcing and delegating. So I want to just first discuss the benefits of outsourcing and delegating tasks to save you time. Like it's literally going to save you time. It's going to make you money because this is what allows you to focus on the core business activities, the needle moving activities. There's so many different ways to do this. By outsourcing and delegating, you are giving this work to professionals who can do it in way less time than you. Like I do not want to edit my videos. Like I take this video, I send it off to someone to edit it and make it look beautiful because that's their expertise. I don't do it. I would be sitting here and picking it apart and where do I break it up and what does it look like? Do not do this yourself. Please, I'm telling you, if you need someone, message me and I'll give you my person because you just shouldn't be doing this. It's just a waste of time. And by assigning these like non-core tasks, right, that you don't have to do, you shouldn't be doing to external experts, it does 2 things for you. Number one, let's say you do it and you're like, it's average. It looks okay. I did a decent job. Maybe it looks like on a scale of 1 to 10, it looks like a 5 or a 6. Not only is this going to save you time and money, but you can make more money and it's going to look phenomenal. Like my team that I outsource my stuff to makes it look 100 times better than if I were to do it myself. So not only are you going to get increased efficiency, but you're going to save yourself so much time. And not only that, but now you get to focus on the revenue generating activities, the big money moves. Shout out to Big Money Moves. If you want to grab that training, sandraglandt.com/big money. You can get that training and figure out what your big money moves are. The revenue generating activities that allow you to strategically move your business forward, to prioritize the high value tasks that directly contribute to your business growth and success. Wouldn't you love that? Wouldn't you love to be able to just focus on the things that like allow your business to grow and scale and prosper? Yes, we all would. So stop doing these little things like making videos and making images and like all these things that you don't have to do it. Trust me, I did it in the beginning. I'm telling you because I want to save you time, money, energy, all the things. So just don't do that. And the other thing is it's going to not just save you money, but make you money because now, like I said, you're focusing on directly what those income producing activities are. And the best thing about it is you get someone that's specialized. It specializes in that department, whether it's video editing or social media or writing newsletters or campaigns or whatever. Like know that there's someone else out there that can do it way better than you. And there's things that only you can do. And those are the things that you should be focusing on. So whether it's IT support, digital marketing, customer service, again, I'm just thinking about all the different things that I have my team focus on so I don't have to focus on it. So I want to give you a few of these, just a few insights that I want to share with you, different departments that you can start identifying to outsource or delegate. I'm going to just run down the list. Admin tasks. So like your data entry, your scheduling, bookkeeping and accounting, customer support. So this is like phone, email, live chat, social media management, content creation, SEO, website development and maintenance. Like, oh my gosh, you guys, I do not want to have to build my own website. Neither should you. Graphic design and multimedia production, content writing and copywriting, market research and competitor analysis, data entry and data management, virtual assistants, sales support. So lead gen, appointment setting, and then any kind of like, I would say this is more like personal assistant administration or executive assistant work. That could be like travel arrangements, itinerary management. Every single one of those that I listed is something that you can outsource that somebody else can do that will save you so much time. And then the other thing, the last piece that I want to share with you in this particular section is, where do you find these people? Because you're like, Sandi, this is great. You're telling us all the things that we need to outsource or delegate, but I'll tell you, for me, two of the places that I always go to look for someone to outsource or delegate is either Fiverr or Upwork. And you can connect with other business professionals, freelancers that are looking to get work off these sites, and you can hire them on a short-term basis. You can hire them on a long-term, contract basis. And then the other one that I want to mention is like professional networks. So you can tap into professional networks, industry associations, LinkedIn connections to seek recommendations for reliable contractors, virtual assistants, things like that. Referrals are always great. Like, I share a lot of my, inside my High Performance Accelerator Academy, I always share my resources with my women, whether it's a VA, video outsourcing. I'm just trying to think. There's so much that I share with these ladies. So this is a quick plug for the High Performance Accelerator Academy. If you are looking to get around other women that are high performers, looking to take their businesses to the next level, want to work less and make more, you got to check out the Academy. Now, the final piece of this, the final piece of this that I want to share with you is streamlining workflows and systems. One of my favorite words. You guys know I'm all about system strategy support. So we're going to talk systems, and I'm so excited because this is something that makes me so excited, because if you really truly want to work less and make more money, you've got to have these systems. You've got to have these systems in place where it's working for you. It's working for you even when you're not working. Automations, you have your system set for you, and you have these strategies in place. So let's dive in. The first one is a project management software. We use Asana, there's Monday.com, there's Trello, and this just really helps to streamline your project management. So check those out. I've actually used all of them. I've used Asana, Trello, and Monday.com. I like them each for different reasons, but I'll say the one that I feel like was the most helpful was Monday.com. That's my own 2 cents on that. The next thing is a customer relationship management software, your CRM. Platforms like Salesforce, HubSpot. I use ConvertKit. This is like a place to centralize all of your customer data and information, automate sales processes, customer relationship management, leading to more effective sales and marketing activities. So you got to have a CRM. If you don't have it, check out the automation training. I share with you the one that we use, and you have to have one. Hands down, if you have a business, you have to have a CRM. Number 3, communication and collaboration tools. Okay, this is something called Slack. If you've ever heard of Slack, Microsoft Teams, Google Workspace. Personally, in my business and with my team, we use Slack. This is great for communication channels, so nothing gets lost. So get yourself a good communication tool that you can get everybody on board with. The next thing is workflow automation tools. Zapier. Love this. This is the thing that integrates all the different applications. So let's say, I'm going to give you a quick example. Inside my free Facebook group, Productivity Hacks for Ambitious Women, there is a software in there through Zapier that connects an Excel spreadsheet that goes to my ConvertKit. So it's like linking essentially 2 different applications to streamline the workflow for you to make it easier. You got to have these. I mean, it's like Zapier is a game changer. Number 5, cloud storage and file sharing. We run our entire business, all of the content, the videos, the images, everything through Google Drive and Dropbox. All of my team, they have their own folders. They're organized, they're dated, they're labeled. So everything is very clearly marked in both Dropbox and Google Drive. Next thing is an email marketing software. Again, we use ConvertKit. In the past, I've used MailChimp. There's Constant Contact. I love ConvertKit because as the business grows, it's just a better way to do all the different things within ConvertKit. You can segment your customer list. You can have email campaigns. We have drip campaigns. If you don't know what that is, it's like you get one email and then another and then another, then another. I'm trying to kind of break these things down. It just makes the email marketing game so much more effective and efficient. So if you don't have that and you want the link to the one that I use, you can DM me and just say ConvertKit and I'll send it over to you. The next thing, number 7, is an electronic contracts and signatures. So this is like a DocuSign, a HelloSign, or we use Dubsado. Great for like, if you ever have contracts where you're just constantly rinse and repeat, you got to get one of these because you just upload it and then you can send them out and edit them as needed. The next thing is a social media management tool. So this is like Hootsuite, Buffer, Sprout Social. And this is really going to help to streamline your social media, give you back your analytics and your data, monitor your engagements, what's performing well, and just save you time, right? Like this just is going to just save you so much time. And then the final one that I have for you, and this is great if you have people that are on your team anywhere in the world. Like my team is all over the world. So I track what they're doing through a time tracking app called Toggle. And also, if you want to grab this, I have a link for this as well for you. And this helps to monitor and analyze like screen flow, productivity, their time management. So it essentially screen grabs like the work that they're doing. So you can see in real time how it's actually working, the time that they're working. So, unfortunately, there's dishonest people in the world. And if they make up numbers and time that they've worked and you're paying them for that time, that is not ethical. So Toggle allows you to see and for your team to track the time that they're working, track it, and then you can pay them on that. So again, all of this is going to be in the download that I have for you in sandraglandt.com/automate. It's going to be in the show notes. And you guys, I will tell you, if you implement just one of those applications, it will completely change your life, streamline your business, your workflows, your systems. And you've got to have this. Like if you really, truly want to have more time and make the most out of the time that you have, because you want to be with your littles, you want to be with your spouse, you want to go get a massage, get your nails done, get your hair done, whatever it is, you have to work smarter. There's just no way around it, because how are you going to work 8 hours a day and still show up and be that present mom or spouse or take care of yourself, right? Like you have to have these things in place. So go check that out. I really want to encourage you guys to share this with another woman who you know is a working mom who could use these tips, hacks, and strategies to implement into her business. I know that when you implement this, this will be a game changer for you. So my only ask is that you take this episode and you share with one other person. Sharing is caring. And the more that you share the wealth, the knowledge, it's going to come back tenfold. And not only that, you're going to help another working mom truly step into her power and her purpose, show up for her business, show up for her kids, and all the things that are so important to her. And then finally, the last thing that I want to mention is I would love for you to subscribe to the Slay Your Day podcast, like this episode. And as I mentioned, please share this because truly we get to have it all. And the only way that we get to do that is when we work smarter, when we have the tools, the strategies, the systems, the strategy, the support, the 3 pillars that I talk about all the time, because it's so important that you have this, that we have this, so we can implement and show up in all the areas that are important to us and slay our day.